Dear colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to deliver my speech prepared for this circumstance. I am clearly very honored to welcome you all in Bucharest for this ministerial meeting. I have to tell you that together with my colleague Vice Chancellor Michael Spindelegger, I took the initiative to invite you for this meeting in order to have informal discussion on some key issues. I refer to such critical aspects as management and financial arrangements for a good start of implementing our Danube strategy. I also have in mind the three crucial elements of the strategy: creativity, competitiveness, and communication. All of us here have a common cultural affinity to this macro region and a long experience in living together. Yet the Danube means more to us today than just the romantic blue river of the waltzer. Our mission is to transform the Danube into a green river of creativity, into a vital backbone of Central Europe from the Black Forest to the Black Sea. The Danube strategy represents a recognizable European project, and the level of ambition and expectations from citizens of the macro region are very high indeed. We are obliged to turn it into a success. And we do have all the ingredients for starting to implement the necessary projects in order to reach our common objectives and priorities. A proper structure for the management of the initiative, clear targets, an extensive network of different clusters and organizations for the priority areas. The meetings of the steering groups are taking place in this period, and the results are already encouraging. I shall give you only one example: the meeting of the steering group on navigability and inland waterways, which took place in Bucharest at the end of October. The steering group discussed and decided on ongoing projects, the way to present new projects, the methodology of work, the tasks of the 5 working subgroups. In my opinion, to be successful in this important endeavor to implement the EU Danube strategy, we need 2 things: permanent political monitoring of the initiative and an independent professional expertise for the evaluation and implementation of concrete projects. First of all, the political monitoring of the process can be achieved through meetings like this one, and we consider that at least one yearly meeting of the foreign ministers is needed. The process cannot be conducted and monitored only at the administrative level. We need a clear overall vision, and that can be implemented only through political decisions. Between 2 ministerial meetings, we can appoint a committee of high-level officials from all countries involved in order to coordinate the process. Secondly, we need a professional group for the scientific expertise on how the strategy is implemented. The lab group organized by Interact in Vienna can play such a role, but we can also complement this think tank with other experts. Dear colleagues, the present European context is extremely difficult, as we all know, and the evolutions are fast. Even if only 4.5 months have elapsed from the formal adoption of the EU Danube strategy in June at the European Council, numerous events have already taken place, like mainly with the crisis of sovereign debts. We are still searching for the best solutions to avoid another crisis. We strongly need to use all our instruments in order to revitalize the European economy and the quality of life of our citizens. The EU Danube strategy represents just such an important instrument, an opportunity for the whole macro region. In this context, what are the current main challenges for the strategy? I think there are 3 of them. Number 1, the management mechanism has to be functional at the macro-regional level, but also at national and local levels. Number 2, the finance engineering has to be improved. And number 3, the first projects have to be implemented in the next few months in order to prove, as I said earlier, that this great initiative has begun to work. Allow me to tell you how we have tackled the management and financing issues at national level in Romania. we launched a special framework for the implementation of the EU Danube strategy, an annual forum. We had the first meeting at the end of March this year, a steering ministerial committee formed by the ministers who have responsibility for the priority areas, coordinated by Romania, an advisory council formed by the representatives of the local and central authorities, academic and private environment, an interministerial group, a coordination office in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and action groups for the main priority areas. We have recently created a special action group for the financial aspects, and the first meeting of the group took place only a few days ago, on the 3rd of November, with encouraging results from the methodological point of view. We do need now substantial support from the international financial institutions and our banking systems in order to finance the projects developed within the EU Danube strategy. Experts from these institutions have to be included in our working groups. The alignment of funds represents a useful concept, but it is not easy to put it into practice. The difficulties generated by the multitude of financial sources for cross-border projects demonstrate that we have to be innovative and to find new approaches. There are many possibilities to accelerate the use of funds at our disposal. One such opportunity is to increase co-financing from the European Commission for qualifying projects within the EU Danube strategy. We also have to simplify procedures, and we welcome the efforts made so far by the Commission in this respect. We have discussed about flagship projects and their role in demonstrating our vision and the added value of the Danube strategy. These projects have to show our improved trans-border cooperation, but also the functional cooperation has to have an important place. I can give you some examples of flagship projects presented by different actors. The International Research Center for Studying the River Delta Sea Systems, to be located in Muri-Gheol in the Danube Delta, a Center of Excellence for the Promotion of Exports, a Logistics Center for Southeast Europe in Constanța, an integrated atlas to be used by planners, urban development plans for Danube ports like Sulina and Corabia, in addition to the 5 ports projects of the Ministry of Transport and Infrastructure, green routes for tourists, etc. Tomorrow at the Economic Forum, most of these projects will be presented by experts. Let me also say a few words about creativity. The Danube macro region has everything for becoming a creativity region. Big cities, important cultural centers, industry, agriculture, resources, national parks, unique wildlife. The Danube macro region has to become a region of green economy and creative cities and industries. We have to create new technologies, new industries, and new qualified jobs in order to make our macro region a highly competitive one. We also need more common planning and an integrated approach. The Green Ports Initiative, or restructuring energy systems in order to use more renewable sources, are examples of the direction we have to move on. Within the framework of this European project, the Council of Danube Cities and Regions and its Secretariat are playing an important role. We have to connect in a smart way the people of our regions and cities. There are still discrepancies between our cities and regions. Economic development, infrastructure and mobility, institutional capacity, the quality of services. Once again, thank you for the participation in this meeting. I am confident that we are ready for a substantive and quick start of the decisive implementation phase of the EU Danube strategy. Thank you.